What is up everyone and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I know that usually I don't take advantage of the fact that I live here in Japan to show you guys some awesome stuff that you can just see around the place. And this here is a store that is about 10 minutes from where I live, and it's what is referred to as a recycle store. Basically like a thrift store or secondhand store, but just like most of them, this has a massive anime section, so let's take a look around. And you will notice that this is a voiceover because they don't really take too kindly to your video and their stuff in their shop, so here we go anyway. So right off the bat we've got what is essentially the girls section. You can really tell just by the character designs. We've got what looks like a lot of Otome stuff in here. We've got some free as well. Those ones right there seem to be mascots of some kind, I'm not particularly sure. And this little chibi guy here with an ice cream. A couple of Sebastian prize figures there. There's some Hakuoki as well. Not exactly sure what Labris is doing in here. Someone must have abandoned her. Tumblr. And as well as that, we've got some gem figures and the guy from Psycho Pass, whose name I don't remember, I only watched one episode, and Sebastian. You might also notice for pre-owned stuff, the prices aren't that great. Stuff down here, we've got posters. This here is either a flag or a towel, I can't remember which, and there's some more things under there, I don't remember what that is either. Now this is pretty kick-ass. Again, I'm not quite sure what the series is, but this is a keyboard, and you would want to hope that that is backlit, because you will see none of the keys. Again, more awesome stuff. This is a clock, and that is pretty killer. More posters here, more little chibi guys, and what we got here I thought at first was badges, but it turns out that these are just for like propping up. There's no like pin on the back, just a stand. And finally in this section here we've got these awesome little tables. And seriously, I do mean tables. We've got some more Hakuoki, I'm not sure what the rest are in there, but small anime tables, that is pretty kick-ass. Next, a whole bunch of Tamashii Nations figures, and you can see that the prices really aren't that great. Sometimes even more expensive than they are brand new, which makes no sense at all. Some Precure down here, as well as this big Supersonico flag. This thing is only 500 yen, and for that it's an absolute steal. And what looks to be another flag over here, and that one is 800 yen. More anime flags and fleece blankets. And even though this is a secondhand store, all of this kind of stuff is usually new. I think all the time it's new, to be honest. A whole bunch of Code Geass prize figures up here. And on the next shelf down here we've got a whole lot of K-On! As well, and mostly prize figures, if not all prize figures. We've got some posable Mobeeps over here, but they didn't do so well, and in here, we've got some Itasha car model kits, so that is pretty cool. Some A Certain Magical Index and stuff like that down here on this shelf. And down here on the bottom of this section, it just seems like they've put a bunch of random stuff down here. In this next section, on the top and in the middle here, we've got a lot of Strike Witches figures, and I mean a lot. And then below that, we've got a whole bunch of what look like Madoka prize figures. And quite heavy on the Homura, it seems. And speaking of which, down on the bottom shelf, we have this huge prize figure of her in her Akuma Homura form. So that's pretty cool. A whole bunch of Supersonico prize figures up here on top. And then just down here we've got those awesome Medicos Queen's Blade figures. Beside those, of course, with way more Sonico. The amount of Sonico figures that exists is absolutely crazy. Another mixed up shelf with Queen's Gate, Ikitosen, as well as some other miscellaneous figures, a lot of which I have no idea what they are. Next are some of these posable MMS figures. Sometimes some of these can go for some crazy prices, and they are heinously ugly figures. They look awful. But what I find interesting about these is the main sculptor for Figma, Misaki Asai, was involved in these. There is Good Smile Company's Saber Extra, and as you can see from that big green sticker on this, that this is new in box. So as long as you can read the kanji, you can tell the used ones from the new ones. But then again, most of the figures in here have been opened already, but the prices don't really seem to reflect that. But regardless, I still find it so much fun to look around these stores. It's amazing what you'll find, and sometimes you will get some great offers. But not really in this store, it is an absolute total ripoff. There is a whole bunch of Sakuras right there. I'm guessing nobody really wanted any of those. And as for the rest of the stuff on this shelf and down here on the bottom, I have no idea what a lot of that is. I'm guessing they're down there because they're not so popular. This store has a massive Dragon Ball Z section. I mean, it is absolutely huge. They're mostly prize figures, and pretty much any character you'd want is here. But it does make me wonder how a store like this gets so many of these prize figures. Are they like surplus stock or something? I have no idea. Now this here really is a throwback. I loved Final Fantasy VIII. When I was a kid, I would have killed for some of these figures because I could not get my hands on them. These ones here are pretty old and by Kotobukiya. And so is this Cerberus here. I'm guessing this is before Square started making their own figures. But yeah, as you can see, that's artifacts. And man, I love the Final Fantasy VIII Guardian Forces. They were so cool. Bandai's fixed figuration Gundam figures up here. Just pull out a random one from the bunch and there is the full armor Gundam. A figure line I've never really tried. A little further down and then we've got those Destiny figures that are pretty much fixed figurations, but they're called something completely else. I don't remember what they're called. It says either Cosmic Region or Cosmic Legion there in the box, so that could be it, I'm not sure. But they all look pretty cool and definitely something I think I should take a look at sometime. And down a bit further and we have a whole load more of these, the fixed figurations. And this one up here caught my eye, and this is the Casval Gundam, the red Gundam, and this is a metal composite one. Next section then, there was just a whole bunch of anime pillows. Now these aren't Dakimakura or anything like that. These are all just straight up cushions and pillows, and most of which would have been won from a crane machine. And here we have a whole bunch of charms and straps and stuff like that. A Kantai Collection badge, a coaster, some more smaller badges around there in the back, some SEO straps, Kirito, Lisbeth, a Shinon back here, as well as another Lisbeth back here. Also have a Mako from Kill la Kill, and that's another strap or keychain, as well as this tiny Miku plush and another Kirito strap. What's behind that? Kirito again. Tons more miscellaneous character straps and charms and more stuff like that up here. There's a Chibi Supersonico strap. As you can see, there's a whole ton of crap here. Anything you could want. There's some Persona down there and some more Kantai Collection up there on the top. Speaking of which, here is the Kantai Collection section. Model kits of the ships, a whole bunch of posters. 300 yen there for a poster of the enemy vessels. Another 300 yen poster, again 2 characters, I don't know who these are. The Kantai Collection knowledge is weak in this one. Some more stuff like prize figures, more model kits. Again, a prize figure, another model kit, and that is of the ship that Yamato is based on. Some kind of scroll, and I had no idea what it was, so I just put it right back down. More miscellaneous Kantai Collection stuff. These are some bandanas or handkerchiefs. This here is a tote bag. This awesome poster of what I think is the Airfield Princess, and that comes with an awesome price that's really expensive. And this is totally in the wrong place. So back in with that straight away. The prize figure version of WoW class. Up above that then, and this is a cup, or a mug to be more precise. And then down here we have Max Factory's Congo. If you haven't seen my unboxing and review of that, make sure to check it out. Some more prize figures as well as behind that, and of course to the left there we've got Akagi. As you can see, there is a whole lot of prize figures there. And again on the left there is the Fig Fix Shimakaze, and of course I've reviewed that as well, so you can check that out. Up here we've got a few Figma, not as much as some other stores like Mandarake have, but there's still quite a few. And of course, where there's Figma, there's bound to be nendoroids, and they have a lot more of those. Nendoroids do seem to be a lot more popular than Figma. They're pretty awesome, but I have to say I'm more of a Figma fan myself. And what would an anime store be if it didn't have a shit ton of Miku? And you've got everything from regular figures to prize figures to nendoroids. There's also a decently sized plastic model section, so you've got a lot of stuff from Tamiya as well as a whole lot of Gundam. Like I said, this is a recycled store, but all of these are unbuilt in the boxes. They've got some orgies back there, some master grades as well, and at the time I recorded this, the Tryon was out new and you can see it right there, so they have some new stock as well. So that is it for my quick look around my local recycled store, which has lots of anime stuff. If you'd like to see more stuff like this, let me know and I'll make sure to do it. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and make sure to come back, and I'll see you next time.